Howdy. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. So, for those of you that are about to join us or have joined us from the artisan discussion over on Dankly Frank of Prime Caps's stream channel on Twitch, what we are going to talk about now is is it fair to say sub 60 or should I specifically say 40s keyboards? I know that we have a fun, catchy name, Wallet Burner, Mr. David has come up with, or is it?
Yeah, what up?
Um,
So this will be our 40s panel discussion. And hey, 40s, 50s, 55s, 35s, 30s, gherkins.
59, we're pushing
Yeah.
it.
We're covering it all, baby.
Yeah,
But yeah,
fuck
this is
the
our 40 minutes on 40s, I guess. So I am here with some lovely people that I would like to introduce. So we'll go one at a time, and each of them being a prominent 40s designer. So the first one that I'd like to introduce is Abec. Abec, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Abec13, or my actual name is Alec. I am known for doing a lot of renders in the community for the past year and a half or so, I'd say. Kind of bowed out of it a little bit recently as a few other things took over. And I'm also known for PBT Islander most recently, as well as the 45 ATS, the Adderley, and lesser known finer things.
Ooh, so, what lesser known finer things?
No, GMK.
GMK finer things.
Quickly before we move on from Alec, David Attenborough says Adele. Thoughts?
I've seen it on documentaries. I've asked Google, and I've asked other people to pronounce it, and we've probably had about 4 different pronunciations.
Okay, I'm just curious on that. So I'm not mad at you. I just wanted to get your thoughts. Moving on.
The next of our illustrious designers, I'd like to introduce the great Kubacek. Kub, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Yeah, can you say a little bit about yourself, what you've done in the community?
Of course. I first want to say thank you guys for having me on here.
Wonderful to have you.
Another big thing is I would just want to give a shout out to everyone who supports me, all my friends, anyone who's helped me in the past, who's given me positive comments, feedback. I like to say this a lot, but like we're all one big community, and it's important that we all get along and just grow together. But I'm here in Florida. I make just some cool little boards. Very friendly, very humble, and what else? Yeah, no, I'm just a big enthusiast. I like the game, play, design, just have fun with it.
Yeah, I actually have one of your little boards with me right now. The Pearl.
Look at that.
Wow.
And I think you actually have the other one of your boards, a prototype for it, on your desk right now, right?
Yeah, I do, man. I got my Pearl here, my own Pirate Pearl, and this is my new board, the Pandora, 60%.
Oh, nice. Speak on that for a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, this is for when you need a little bit more keys. This is
what?
When you need a few more
40.
So let me just dive into this really quick. When I started getting into keyboards, I started with a TKL. That's usually what you can buy like Best Buy or something. But I soon found out that I didn't need the F keys or like the arrow keys or anything like that. Started building 60%. But then I found that I can go smaller to play like say League of Legends or something. You need QWER or just WASD.
Like 1, 2, 3. Like you don't need much.
Plus with the mouse buttons, you could like make up for the extra keys. Mm-hmm. And that's when I dove into 40%. But now that I do a little bit more typing, I designed this 60% Pandora, and it's just a very premium 60% with a lot of really cool technology in it, because I like to put a lot of fun things into my boards. And it might be the unpopular opinion, because people like minimalistic boards and they don't like to add all this fancy stuff, but I try to fuse those two things together and make something that's very well designed, thought out, and fun to use. So that's
nice.
Those are the boards I have right now.
Nice. And our last panelist, the trash bag, loathed, the one, the only Evan. What up, man?
How's it going? So
it's going all right. Yeah. So I think in the 40s community you need no introduction, but if you had
some used to know me by Van Man, others know me by Evan. Both those names died when the Van keyboards closed, and I am now Trash Man.
That's a wonderful bag
From
you got
the
there.
ashes.
Is that a tall kitchen, or I see a drawstring?
No,
What?
that's a standard 13-gallon. No, nothing
Yep.
fancy about that.
Nothing fancy.
Yeah. How dare I?
Yeah, so most people probably know me for the minivan. I've also done light cycle for keycaps, 8-bit.
Great sets, man.
I don't know.
I have
Um,
those.
Rain. And
That is a fucking banger of a keycap, right there.
Midnight Drive. That's an old school one. There's not very many sets of
Deep
that left.
cuts.
80s kid.
Yeah, 80s
Ooh.
kid.
Solid paperwork.
Banana
Oh,
Split
yeah.
60. The Retro
Yeah.
60 keyboard case.
It's almost like you've done it once or twice. You've been around.
Yeah, I've been around. Dip my
Yeah.
hands into
So
a few things.
so now that we're all introduced and acquainted,
Well, hold on, Dave.
yeah.
I don't think that you told us who you are.
Oh well, Andrew, but
Dave, Andrew, Tom.
But yeah,
Carl,
so I'm
Carl,
I'm
tell us
Wallet
what
Burner.
you do, please.
Yeah, sure. So I'm the artist formerly known as Woke Chill. I used to do some keyboard podcasts and stuff like that. Now I'm Wallet Burner, and I design 40%. So I designed, my first board was the Neuron, which is a HHKB 40% keyboard. You know, it's like kind of a purist board, and then it's a 12 column. It's got a big ass weight. All of my boards have big ass weights, and I've recently moved on to work on the Cahal, which is a 45% with a big ass knob. Also got a big ass weight naturally. But yeah, no, I've been designing for about a year now, and yeah, I just got tired of bothering people and interest checks to make another Pearl. So I decided to kind of do it myself. But no, I mean that with love, in that, you know, I think Kubicek, the Pearl really was for years, and in some ways is still, you know, one of the high water marks of 40%.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask you, it takes a lot of risks, right? It's the first 40% that has HHKB blockers, which for those who might be new to the community or just not like familiar with the terminology, those are like these blockers in the bottom, which basically sort of get rid of those end keys and move your control placement instead to where the caps lock is a lot of the time. So yeah, I was wondering, like, how did you come up with that idea? Like, what was the impetus behind designing the Pearl to begin with?
Thank you for asking, man. I really appreciate it. So first of all, 40% are a very distinct board out there. They're kind of hard to get into. And one of the main problems that I had back in the day was finding key sets for them. As we all know, 40s kits is like a big topic whenever someone runs a group buy. You know, some of the designers have totally cut them out of their keyboards. And the first thing I wanted to tackle was make a 40% that did not need a 40s kit. So what I did with this board is I actually did some kind of like, I centered the bottom row, I did a little bit of staggering, and you can use literally like any normal, a 60s kit you can use for it.
Yeah, like EPBT Japanese does not have a 40s kit. I did just fine.
Yeah, so that was like the first thing, you know. Another thing that the Pearl uses is Bootmapper client. It's kind of like a VIA, but way outdated. So the idea behind that was I want people to be able to program their 40s however they want without having to go through QMK, make the whole experience just easier for them, which is why I also added USB-C and the three little indicator lights in the bottom. I just wanted to make a 40% that was very like ahead of its time and very easy for people to get into and to use. And then I just tried to pack it with like top mount, bunch of like foam, acrylic plates, brass plates, just kind of like the high-end tech of the day, you know. So Pearl turned out to be a novelty board in the end, you know, because of the stagger and everything. It wasn't too usable, but in the end, this keyboard community in this market is full of novelties, you know. And I think having a Pearl is just a really nice, how do you call it, paperweight, or just like a good keyboard to like.
Yeah, I mean that's one way to say it has the density of a dying sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, the Pearl embodies a lot that is the 40s, right? Like, you call it a novelty, you call it catered to the specificity of the community. It's high end. You know, you're trying to cater to this group. I think a lot of boards, you know, like when I think of 40s, it's, you know, minivan. Pearl is like this culmination of all of those things at the height of when the community starts to explode. So I think it's a good timestamp on the creation of things to come. You know, I don't get a Cahal without a pearl, right? You know, so
Yeah. Oh, very
it's a-
literally.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I think it's
I'm
a
sure. Like,
lovely, perfect board. I think it's great.
thank you guys, and I do want to say I took a lot of inspiration from people like Evan specifically, and people like Woke helped me out too. The whole community helped me design this board. It wasn't just me on my own. You know, everyone made it happen. People think, oh, it's a designer. No, it's literally everyone doing it at once. Like it wasn't just me.
So that segues nicely. So Evan, you know, I think in a lot of ways, and for a lot of people in the community, you know, Coob included, me included, you know, my first 40 board was a minivan, and that was one of the, as far as I know, it's still, I mean, unless the plank is giving it a run for 20, I think it's the most produced 40% of all time, right? It's there's like 2,000
Plank beats
wild.
it, but yeah.
Yeah. So
probably
where did that
second
start?
or
What was the first idea that's like, I got to make this board. I got to name it the mini.
Yeah.
You know, like,
So
where did all that come
way back in the day, when 40s weren't like really a thing, there was the JD40, which I hadn't found yet. There was the tiny hacking keyboard, which you probably don't know. It's on Desk Authority. It was somebody's like passion project, and they kind of fell off the face of the earth. But it was HHKB 40%. Very cool. I was like, I remember my first reaction was like, the fuck is that thing? Like, is that usable? Like, is that real? How does somebody use that? And
This is a wild board. I'm looking at it now.
got me scratching my head. I was like, this isn't real, is it? And so from there, I actually DM'd the guy, asked him if he had any PCBs. He never responded. And then I found the JD40 and I was like, okay, this is cool. This is pretty much on par. Let's try this. Ordered one from an old keyboard vendor. I'm not going to name them. Long story short, I waited for a year and never got the keyboard, got a refund. But while I was waiting for it, I had to design a layout. I was like, how am I going to make this keyboard work for me? And as I was
Very important for
putting it out
40s.
together, I realized, okay, well, if I were going to make my own keyboard, which I still at this point had no intentions of making one, I was like, there's definitely some keyboards that I would like to have, like semicolon and question mark. You know, as a programmer, I kind of need that stuff, preferably not on a layer. And so then I started playing with keyboard layout editor and kind of designing what would make sense for me, and spent probably 2 weeks just kind of refining it, playing with my hands, picking placements where I could easily hit things and know exactly which key I was on. And so that's where I came up with the layout, and then built a hand-wired prototype and used it for a year before I ever did anything else with keyboards. So yeah, that's kind of the birth of it.
So kind of a year of daily driving it. Did you make any changes based on that? I know that when I daily drive my design, always
my layout, my key map changed a little bit. For the first few weeks, there was lots of changes, and then it kind of started to settle into a layout. But the physical layout didn't change, and then got into PCB design and kind of did the first round because I wanted something a little less janky. Some of the soldering connections were not very good. I'd have to open it up and fix it every other week.
Growing pains, yeah. But I think a lot of people in the 40s community can relate to that.
I wanted two like production level boards, one for home, one for work.
Can I say
Coop, what's up?
something really quick?
Yeah.
I want to say really quick, the 40s, just the 40s people, they're very innovative, and I truly think Evan has pioneered the way for so many things. It's insane. And I don't know if that's because 40s have more free pins on the MCU and you can be more creative with a smaller board. I really don't know what it is, but look at all the stuff he's made, and it's just like everything grows on that, and it's ridiculous.
So Abek, I wanted to ask you, so the two boards that you designed, you know, a 45 or a 50 and then another 50. So you're on the higher, the larger key count end of the keyboard, or the 40% design community. And both of your boards are like known for being very premium and like incorporating a lot of things that like nicer, sort of like more premium boards incorporate. So what's your approach to design, and why have you or how have you picked the layouts that you have and the designs that you have? What are you trying to convey to the end user?
Well, so when I first started at KBD Fans, and
What was your first
I ordered the 5-degree case in gray, so that it would go with anything, right? Yeah. And I immediately bought aftermarket DSA drifter for like $300.
Oh my god,
that's a good setup.
Yeah, and then I put it on there, and I was like, "This is pretty cool." And then after like a few days, I was like, "All right, moving on. Let's get a new thing." And I was so ecstatic about how small it was, because the apartment that I was living at, the desk was one of those like in-wall desks. It's maybe like twice your shoulder width, kind of wide, right? And so I was so ecstatic about it being small and taking up a small amount of space. So then I was looking around, and I saw small boards like the minivan, and I couldn't get one. I just couldn't find it.
it's tough.
And I was like waiting for Drop to restock it. Little did I know Drop was never going to restock it. And so I found a JD45, and I bought it. It got to me from Mech Market. I think I paid like $200 for it. It was a black one with like Zelios and no caps on it. And I immediately put these like laser etched keycaps I got from KP Republic on them, and it just, everything was wrong on it except the letters. And I tried it for a day, and I didn't know how to remap it because I still had not figured out QMK, and I just gave up on it. And I sold it. I sold it like the next week, actually.
You're like, screw QMK. I'm not gonna like.
It's too small. I'm not even gonna bother with that. And then I finally, Evan hosted a minivan group buy. I was like, can finally get one. This is what I actually wanted, so I bought it. And then his little configurator that he has on his website made it impossibly easy for me to use and set up. And I got really into it, and I was like, oh man, but I'd really like arrow keys to navigate stuff. Like Excel, when you just want to go up and down a few boxes. And I was like, okay, well, I'm really smart. I'll just put it on tab and then use the WASD keys. And that was all right for a bit, but then there's the delay of going to function layers, and if you have something else mapped to it, it has to have a deciding time on whether or not it's going to use the layer or not. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, you're doing tap dance stuff, right?
Right. Yeah. So I found that annoying. I was like I wasn't doing the actions I wanted to because it wasn't quick enough. So then I was like, well, I like this layout. What if I just like jam arrow keys in the side of it? Yeah, that's what I like. And so then that was the ATS. I had no idea what I was doing with Fusion at the time. I started using Fusion. I think I got it to read 3D models from Thingiverse to get printed with my school. They have free 3D printing. And then I started playing around with it. And then I wanted to do Sunday morning.
Right.
And I was like, man, I really need some renders for these. Janglad he does renders. Went to his website and was like, man, that's expensive. I don't want to pay for rent. So then I dumped hours of time into Fusion trying to figure out renders myself, because I tried Blender and it was just too much, way too much.
It's a lot.
Then, yeah, it was too much to digest. So I went back to Fusion. Fusion, I like click the play button. Oh, we got a new person. Mike's here. He made it. He's home.
Mike the Tiger is joining.
The founder, the godfather.
He does have to turn on his video to be shown on stream, though.
Okay.
Hey, Abek, do you have your board on you?
Hey, welcome.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Abek.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This one?
Yeah, finish your
story. Yeah.
Yes, look at that.
I guess.
Very nice.
I'm a porter now.
Nice.
Nice. Is that Mizu?
How's it going, Mike?
Yeah.
But
we can't
Mike,
hear
your
him.
audio's not working, baby girl.
You could tell the colors I like.
Was it supposed to be E?
You like a lot of yellow, orange, Velveeta in that spectrum.
Yeah,
Autumn.
Velveeta. What a good color.
Olive drab, yellow kind of feel.
Yeah, I can't tell from your shirt that you like it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's perfectly colored match.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so that explains the 45 ATS, but how did you get to the other?
Natalie? Let's go with
that you-
Natalie.
Adele, yeah.
I got to that one because if all of you possibly know Minterly or Nat, she loves heavy things. And I was kind of just making something new, and I was like, a 50 would be cool. A lot of people like 50s, like Lange here. He wants his quotes as well
I
as
want
his
the quote. I want the quotes. Okay.
Yep, that's all he wants. Full punctuation. So I was like, all right, let's start with this layout. And then I was like, well, my last one was pretty square. This one should be round. And I just started putting massive curves on everything. Essentially, it turned
Honestly,
into that
I mean, considering how many keyboard designs are really just rectangles of different sizes and layouts,
Yep.
that's a great place to start. Is that
Right. I was
I'm
like,
gonna go
all right,
curves with this one. Yeah.
we had thin bezel on the last one. Let's do the other thing. So thicken it up, make it round, and then I thought so long. I was like, man, what do I put on this thing? Right? I didn't really design it with the idea of, I have this whole theme around it. Like I'm sure for the Kahal you have a story for us, or maybe not. For this one, it was just like I like penguins, and I went on Google and I looked up types of penguins. My girlfriend and I were actually watching March of the Penguins while I was working on this because it was on Hulu. Or they have the second one now. But I just looked up list of penguins. I was like, which one sounds like a good keyboard name? And then there was the Adderley, and then I had someone in the kind of the illustrator community of our subgroups help me draw a penguin because I'm a terrible illustrator. I can't draw anything.
Oh, same.
I like Fusion for that matter. Of it's just like let's make a shape. All right, it's perfectly
shape. It's
tall.
Yeah.
There's no hand skill to it. I don't have that. But
Nice.
so I put a penguin on the bottom of it because I like penguins.
I think that keyboard embodies exactly what you said to me when you showed it to me the first time. Is you said sometimes I think this community takes itself far too seriously. So here's a keyboard that has a fucking penguin on it.
Where is it? Do you have it with you, man?
I would love to pull it out, but so we ordered 5 prototypes. 2 of them were blue, 3 of them were red, and the red ones came out awful. The anodization on it, it was kind of like pinkish. Really the opposite of what we were going for. Was that?
Pink, yeah.
Kind of.
Hit me up.
Yeah, I'll take some of those off.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
They've already been submitted to a Cerakote shop.
Oh, okay, nice.
So they're not with
blue ones too. You don't have any blue ones?
No, the blue ones turned out great, but Apiary has my blue one right now.
Ah, okay.
Good call.
Yeah. I do have a box of brass though.
Sure, yeah. And joining us, the Godfather himself. Mike, is your mic
His audio's working now.
Oh, we can hear him.
We got Mike on mic.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
Mike on Mike.
Yeah, I figured out technology all of a sudden.
Nice.
Now, how do I get back to this? There we go.
the keyboard Godfather himself, the 40%
I'm not a godfather.
keyboard.
I'm here with all my heroes.
just in the interest of adulting, we've got about 15 minutes left of our segment. We can go over because we're adults and we can do that. However, in the interest of giveaway announcement and all that stuff, I would like Mike to have his time, but then let's ask a few questions. And I definitely want, I think that we can get some good discussion from a question I have for you guys.
Yeah,
and I really want to know from board designers and your perspective on it. So
sure.
Mike,
yeah, tell us your deeds. What have you done for the community?
I'm Mike. I guess about what are we in August now? Well over a year and a half ago.
I'm also losing track in quarantine.
I decided, I was going to release COVID everywhere. It kind of backfired. No, I mean, I just saw well over like a year and a half ago, 40% just not seeing, much attention. We were kind of on the back burner. You were always having to ask, a set designer, can you add keys for our keyboard? So I came up with an idea of creating the Discord, and I talked to Evan a couple times on Instagram, and decided to give it a shot. So I think we're hitting about 2,600 members currently, and that's just my only contribution. Aside from that,
well, hold on. I'm not gonna let you get off that easy, because even if that is your only contribution, the 40% Discord has very rapidly gained a reputation for two things. One being the most shitposty meme server, maybe out of all
the
of
Wild
the keyboard
West
servers, which, if we're considering Mechis, and that, I think is really something to be both proud and sad about. And the second thing is leading the charge in the last year for more 40% designs, more nucleation of the community, more bringing together different designers, ideas. For a while there's a place where you could, and there still is a place where you can individually see what's the perfect, agreed upon 40% set, like all kinds of resources, the biggest compendium of 40% knowledge that's ever existed.
Dude, that was like when I saw you say that the other day, that's like the icing on the cake right there.
So, I mean, granted, you can be an absentee dad in that server, but how do you feel?
Totally
how do you feel about what has happened to that server since you founded it? This incredible growth. I mean, what do you think what you've done?
The coolest thing to me is the fact that we have a spot where we can concentrate on the shit we love, and the fact that the premium 40% have blown up like within the last year or so. And all the way down to like tiny little boards like the Alpha. I mean, there's so much creativity.
Or like the _33, the butter stick.
There's so many awesome little keyboards that you guys are creating. There's a Gooby right there. I got one somewhere around here.
So crazy.
But yeah, I mean, a really a wonderful and terrible place.
Got that Penurple.
Jesus.
It's got the raisin holder, as you can see.
Well, that's for thumbtaps.
Oh, for thumbtacks.
I ain't got time for raisins.
That's how you do the pins in the server.
That's right, man. Look,
nice.
Thumbtack. Dude, I'm coaching on
never boring.
15 freaking hours today, so.
Oh, Koob, I forgot to ask. We do have a fifth guest. It looks like. Who's that on your lap?
Oh, this is a Diesel. This is my Pomeranian Pomsky. He's the keyboard dog.
He's very content there. He must sit there a lot.
Dude, I got so lucky with him. He's like an angel. He loves me. He does everything I want him to do. He's just a really good dog. No, I really got lucky, I want to say.
Yeah, he's like a cat. You're like...
He tries to eat keycaps all the time. That's the only bad thing he does, because I'm always swapping them out.
So I want to ask this question really to all of you, but there's been so much growth in the 40s community. We've talked about that a little bit. We talked about like how designs have changed, like move more towards premium stuff over the last year or two. So what do y'all think is like the future of 40%? Where do you think we're headed? What do you think is next?
I do want to say something that hasn't been said yet about 40s. 40% have a really strong appeal, like just to own a 40%, like the candy bar, for example. The ideal, like, well, not the ideal, the idea of like owning like a little piece of candy in a bar or something, but it's a keyboard. 40s, I think, always are going to have a really strong visual.
The box alone.
Yeah, there you go.
They were just talking about the box.
Like, doesn't the 40 just look very cute? And you can use it too, but it's like.
I mean, it's beautiful.
I mean, I think that's part of the fun of it is that, like, it is somewhat of a challenge. It does take some effort, and when you've mastered it, it's kind of a little bit of a bragging right. You have it on your desk at work. People come by and are like, "Oh, let me just," and they're like, "Oh, I guess you should actually type." I can't fucking.
And there's
not being able to use my board is an extra feature I didn't know I needed, but also, I think that there's one once, I don't know about you guys, but as soon as I start using full-size keyboard at work, I find myself using my 40% shortcuts or trying to use my layout. So I think once you get used to it, it's kind of hard to go back. But I don't know, is that what y'all think the future of 40s is? Like,
You know what else?
themes?
I remember you said Cahal wouldn't exist without Pearl. Well,
Yeah,
you are now paving the way, man, for new designs with your knob and everything.
Thank you.
We're all building on top of.
I think
The what?
Yeah, I had
Like-
the idea of big knobs, but I don't think that's. I think that I was immediately outdone actually by the trash, the garbage truck.
Oh,
which-
really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Pushing the is incorporating more hardware. I mean, there's the garbage truck.
Damn.
It's a custom titanium knob.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
know. You showed off the Cahal, and I was like,
my
well,
That's beautiful.
time to one up.
Competition.
But I mean,
Thinking-
it's an interesting thing because I think 40s are rapidly integrating not just new features, but features from larger boards, stuff like spring cuts and flex cuts, stuff like moving to gasket, adding knobs and stuff like that. But I don't know, is that what y'all think?
Well, I
is
think
next
it's gonna go
kind of
beyond that. I mean, I've had some ideas that I haven't really shared publicly, and I know that some other people have worked on some stuff that's.
Are we going to get leaks?
Yes, but
getting exclusive?
I mean, I've had ideas where you'd incorporate like an entire system into a keyboard. So my dream would be that you could have like a MacBook level computing system in the keyboard, one USB-C port. You plug that into an external monitor, which powers
Damn.
and so you've got your keyboard there. You can plug in a mouse to the keyboard or have Bluetooth and one cable that goes to a monitor, like an ultra wide, and you have like a whole setup there, and it's like really clean and streamlined. But there's a lot of kind of challenges to that, so it's not here yet. But
Seems
yeah,
so easy.
and I know some people are working on some other things that are kind of similar, not as performance heavy, but similar concept. And I'm really excited to see where they go with that. But I think we're going to keep seeing stuff like that and pushing and adding more hardware and kind of continuing to lead what keyboards can be.
And I also think.
As the community of regular keyboards grows, ours is naturally going to grow simply by proportion, right? Yeah, regular, right? But simply by proportion. If let's say arbitrarily a number of 20% of people were interested in 40% keyboards, and then the total number of mechanical keyboard members increased, so would the 40s, right? And eventually hitting a threshold that there's enough interest in 40s that we can push for group buys like the Cahal and Adderley that are more premium, asking for more money because maybe the more wealthy side of the people join the 40% community just by proportion, right?
Well, also, I think just incorporating a lot of those premium features, whether or not those features are like worth the money to the consumer, they will add cost as well. So there's a certain point at which like complexity just brings up cost, but I think also people will pay. I think a lot of the boards that have come out over the last year show that people will pay more for good design. People will pay for that perfect thing that they want, even if it's a paycheck.
Yep. And as Coop was saying, sorry, I lost track of thought here.
You want me to say it?
As Coop was saying,
that edible later tonight,
people
man.
love to order 40 or to own a 40%, just one, right? Just for, even if it's for novelty. Some people would put one on the shelf just because it's a cute little object that's something to show off and it looks nice. It's somewhere to put your extra keycaps, maybe. And if you're going to own one, why not it be as nice as the other ones you bought?
I think there's also another strain of 40% design that I want to get your opinion on, and then maybe get Mike's opinion on it too, because I know he's into it, which is this new crop of designers that are really, and I think Germ, gboards.ca is a big part of this, but working on really like ultra small or corded
and stenography stuff.
Yeah, or just FR4,
Yeah.
PC material. I was wondering kind of what you think that represents in the 40s community and whether you think that's going to like grow.
Dude, I mean, people, I'm sorry. It just goes to show you, like, it's so cost effective to put your idea out, and it's just an FR4 plate. It's relatively inexpensive. I love those little boards, like, a Gherkin, the Alpha, really not the Alpha, but like a lot of stuff that Royal had put out initially, with the Romac and the, what was the other one that was like a 60% size? I mean,
I'm blanking right now, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I mean, they're so awesome, and they're so cheap. I mean, they're so cool to collect, and it, like, just the creativity of everybody doing little boards like that. I mean, not everything has to be a big ordeal. A big freaking aluminum block that's been milled out, and we're waiting, a year to get it. Hint, hint. Anyway, but I think it's a really cool part because you're on different ends of the spectrum. You've got really cheap, really cool things, and then you've got things like the Cahal or the damn garbage truck that needs to come to me. All this stuff. I'm just so excited. I'm a loss for words.
I
gotta go.
I mean, especially when you get down to something like the Ginny, where it literally is just 10 keys.
Guys, I want to say something really quick.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that people out there, don't be scared to like try 40%. All the 40% designers, we're not like this exclusive set of like really crazy people. Just a 40% is a really easy way to put all your creativity out there on the board. But we all still have TKLs. We have full-size boards, 60%, 75%. We're just like, because I've heard a lot of people say like, oh my god, the photo section of the 40% Discord is like crazy. But I think it's just we're very creative with those boards, But I don't want people to be like.
What my favorite thing about the pictures section is? Somebody always finds out that one of my switches is like off tilt. I zoomed in picture and called me out on shit.
Yeah. What's the running joke? The mechanical keyboards are just the substrate. The real hobby is complaining.
Oh my god.
Well, the whole server was a bunch of shit posting, so.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of the community. We're perfectionists, I think.
Yeah.
We joined this hobby, I think, because we want a better keyboard, or
right,
a better or a more perfect version of what we want.
Right, and we get crazy shit like this. I mean, dude,
or crazy shit like
that.
Fantastic 2% you got there.
And then we got like a 9. How long is that space bar?
975.
You need 10U.
9.75. Incredible.
Keys on there.
Tremendous diversity, all kinds of different ideas happening. But Langalandia, I believe you had a question for our panel.
So I'm pulling giveaway names right now,
okay.
And so I've finished with that. So I'm happy to share that with everyone after this question. But
great.
So I've had the incredible fortune in my life to have been able to meet someone like Alec, who has done incredible renders for me. To have a community that has supported key sets for me, to get feedback from 40s users that say this is dumb or we need this key, right? And the thing that keeps cropping up into my mind is cost of 40s people. For a long time, I thought of this as, well, they use smaller boards. Obviously, they should spend less money on plastic. So here's my hot take question for you. Here's my hot take question for you. And maybe it's not necessarily a question, but I wanted to talk about it, is if I go and I get the gear to climb Half Dome, free climate, right? Like the gear I need to do that is considerably more expensive because I'm going to the extreme of this sport, right? So I have changed my mindset to think if I'm going to the absolute extreme of keyboards, maybe it should cost me more money to do that. And I don't know if that's right or wrong, but it's a thought I wanted to pose to you, gents, as designers of small keyboards, right? Like you're going to the extreme smallness. So Is that fair to think? Is it poor logic? How do you think about that?
You know, I could tell you a couple things, man. First of all, 40% isn't too extreme. Anyone can use it.
And maybe extreme's the wrong word, but I mean in the spectrum of what a keyboard is, right? Like what is
Yeah.
fair to even say that? So
I think it's an extreme to a sense of the desire to spend so much on or not the desire to spend, but rather the desire to own such a investment of a board that a lot of people wouldn't consider to be something that they could ever consider, or that they could ever consider to be their only keyboard, right? You always got that 60% on the side for, when you play a game that you just need the numbers for, right? You can't. Some people just can't survive on the 4 rows, so it becomes a novelty at that point and not an essential. And so then you're investing in. That's the extreme of it. You're no longer just getting a nice thing for your desk. It's an extra thing that you are now investing in. And I think that I'm personally okay with paying more for 40s caps because I like having the option of putting it on my 60, and then maybe when a 40 frees up, I move it over because I have all the keys. But now with the cap sets coming out, I buy a TKL and alphas because I want it for my 60, and then I get a 40. But then, if I just bought another alphas, I could have 2 full sets, and then I end up buying like 200 something worth of caps, and then use maybe $60 worth of it. So honestly, the GMK approach works for me a lot more. My favorite is when they cut the numpad and then put a 40s kit on the side.
Well, yeah, because then you two need to coexist together, right? I did that with ISO with Cafe. I was like, if numpad guys and gals, if you want a numpad, you're gonna fucking buy ISO too. And ISO guys, you're gonna do the same thing because y'all need each other right now. Like y'all need Jesus, right?
Yeah. Like No, I think that's an interesting way of thinking of it. To me, it's because it's niche. So like I really like I like whiskey. That's my drink of choice. And but I don't just like whiskey. I like Scotch specifically. I mean, I like bourbon fine, but what I really want is I want a really smoky Islay whiskey, something between 14 and 10 years in terms of aging. So those are my preferences, and I'm happy to pay whatever it is to really hit, really just scratch that itch. If I want that, that Bruichladdich, specific offering, I'm willing to pay a little extra so that it's exactly what I want. And I think keyboards are the same way to some extent.
Nice.
If you have a Pearl, you don't need to buy a 40s kit. Just saying, that's the sole purpose of this board.
No, and I get that, but my question is like, is that fair to make you do that? Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like to make you as a user do that.
You could
I don't have a good answer for it. Like, there's no solid thing.
It's a normal board, there's nothing crazy about a 40
kit and have correct row profile.
Yeah, I think the point that both Mike and Evan are making by holding up their boards with sort of full modifiers is that there are plenty of 40s that are moving towards integrating like standard modifiers and just basically omitting the top row, or maybe using a 1U backspace, but then something like that. So there are synthesis boards that are like that.
Is a board somebody's working on, and it's kind of the same thing. It's supposed to be like really entry level. You don't need to invest a lot to get into it. It uses standard mod sizes, but it's a 40%, and so you can kind of get in low cost and try it out. So there are developments on low cost as well as high cost. So I think it can kind of be what you want it to be for people who are in it and like, yeah, this is what I do, this is what I use. We go pretty hard. So I mean, I've got some boards in my collection in my daily rotation that are, I'm afraid to say, but it's probably over 500 invested in them, but that's because I know exactly what I want and I have it fine tuned. But if I was just starting out, TKC, whenever they figure their logistics out, will have minivans available for 100-ish, and there's planks that have been available for years now for 100-ish. So I mean, you can get into 40% cheap.
Good.
Right. The cost of entry is whatever you want to pay.
Yeah, and with all the 3D printed cases that are out there now, I think
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's another thing that's really huge is
Yeah.
just the 3D printed. So
You can buy a
I
go
love
bag
it.
for cheap too. Like
Yeah.
true.
As I
Just
wanted to say
convenience.
for the FR4 thing,
Yeah.
that topic earlier, I thought those were really important. I personally don't own one because I can afford to just. I usually am just going to use my favorite thing. You know, I don't try and push myself into using things just because I bought them, and so I try not to purchase those anyways. But I see their importance because the 40% community is of people that really want something specific, you know, not second best to what they would want on a board. And so with the FR4, it's just so accessible, you know. You don't need to find a manufacturer in China. You don't need to ask 49 other people if they want to buy your board so that it's affordable. And so I think that's great. And the FR4 option, you know, for like the easy on the wallet plank option, you know, those are really important for letting people try stuff out. So like ortholinear, just in general, you know, I personally can't do it. I tried it with like a Mech Mini 2, immediately sold that.
Oh, I still have my Mech Minis.
But
Dude, I've
yeah,
been trying ortho for years, and I can't.
I see you keep
I
selling
love
it, and then
I see you keep selling them.
I'm okay on ortho until I get to N, and then it's like completely full.
Well, on that note, I think we should probably wrap it up. We're a little after 10.
No,
but
that's all right. You know, I'm sorry I'm a bit distanced right now. I'm trying to wrap up all the giveaways and things. So I was like, you know what, you guys go over. I don't mind, you know. But that being said, I should probably take care of that. So
All right. I want to thank
Yes,
everyone
yes,
on the
yes.
panel for being on. Thank you all so much for your time and your unique insight on 40s.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, it was really great. I would like to continue 40's representation in, you know, because obviously 60% and above is, you know, the lion's share of the community. But, you know, 40's is a
They're
very
not as cool
passionate,
as we are.
specific community. And I don't, and I think you guys said it, but I don't know if there's ever been like a 40's specific panel at an in-person meetup before.
Yeah. I don't
So,
think
so I think this is good, you know, and what the next meetup looks like virtually, I'm not sure. Maybe we won't stream on Mexen Deck. Maybe we'll stream through I Am Me, You Are You. I don't know, but thank you for being here. We wanted to give an insight into this community as best we could. And, you know, you guys really helped that. And a big shout out to Andrew Wallet Burner for getting the panel together and owning that. Huge work. Thank you so much for that. So, and I didn't call you Dave this time. I did a thing. I did a good job. So
yeah, and thank you so much for the platform. I mean, this is a great idea. I think, you know, I think I speak for most people when I say that quarantine sucks, and it's great to get together and really, you know, talk to other people in the community you wouldn't normally talk to.
Yeah. So, I thank you very much. So I'm just gonna kind of like be awkward and continue to talk about giveaway stuff because a lot of people have DM'd me. But some haven't, so I may need to re-roll some things. So I want to just make sure that I can you know, get at them people really quickly, and you know, if not, yeah. So we're gonna go from this kind of panel look to Eric. If you're still there, we're gonna come to more of a giveaway winners and like a thank you kind of sign off, wrap up, closing, putting the bow on the present that was today. So thank you very much.
All right,
all of you.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry that I'm not
having
terribly
us on.
articulate currently. I'm just doing this whole thing at the same time, friends. So
yeah, thank you all for your time, and yeah, let's pop off and let them do the giveaway.
Thank you so much, guys. Guys, be
you.
supportive of everyone out there and keep
No
creating
stress.
and appreciate all you guys.
Hey, keep making incredible boards, guys. And one thing that I'll say before you leave is the work that, and obviously there's innovation in the 60s community and TKLs and all of that stuff. But I think the forced box that 40s people are put into to be innovative with, you know, rotary encoders and different layouts or materials or staggers, I think really pushes other designers forward as well. So keep making cool fucking boards, and I think that the community is going to be better for it. So
Thank
whether
you.
you're a 40s person or not. So
All right.
Be
Night,
a lot
y'all.
cooler if you did.
love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank
Bye
you.
guys. Bye guys.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So Eric, am I alone? Am I okay? I'm alone. Oh no. I'm like losing my mind right now. Okay. Okay. Not even watching.
We're good. Oh, I gotta fix it real quick.
Still on stream. Oh snap.
You're gonna be on.
Now I'm not.
You're gonna be on
Oh,
stream.
there I am. There I am. That's okay. That's okay. So I've got so I need some people to DM me, and I'm gonna go to giveaways. I'm gonna go at who are you? Nope. Stoked at Frozen. That's quite the name. At Crayon Eater. I actually feel bad. There
Who
are
doesn't like
two
eating
crayon
crayons?
eaters? What? That's why we need the full name. What? Oh my god. At Blackadder. I'm just gonna ping him one more time to not be a jerk about it, right? So almond 2609.
Get over here and claim your prize.
Yeah, right. And I need y'all to claim your prize because I have to pee. Something fierce.
Well, I've got the giveaway winners. They are on the screen. So if your name is listed here and you're watching this, if you're Alt tab back in, take a gander at the screen.
Yeah, my God, please do. Yeah, so some bold names have confirmed. I have pinged in the giveaway channel of the Discord those that I have not yet heard from. So if folks have pinged me a few times and I haven't responded, if I didn't ping you again, you're good. Like it's a lot of giveaways really fast. So I think I'm gonna have to figure out something easier for next time, but that's okay. So we just figuring it out as we go, you know.
Hey.
So I think that we can chat for about 30 to 45 more seconds, and if nobody does, we're gonna re-roll some stuff. Well, that is a dead prize anyway, because I already gave that away. So it's a good thing they didn't claim it.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, we're going to chat for 30 to 45 minutes. I was like, man, what did I just sign up for?
No, no, Dave, no. I called Andrew, Wallet Burner Dave, because of how often I talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that sure was embarrassing.
I'm excited to go back and watch the streams because I actually didn't get a chance to watch any of the streams. I was holding down the fort on the beginner chat, on the School of Thought chat, which we need to rename. I'm excited. This was awesome, and I'm so excited to do it again because
Dude,
I'm like, I'm
so excited.
Now that we know what's going on, now that this is like a first time for us to do this, I'm like, oh, we're gonna make it so much better.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, so it
awesome.
looks like I'm gonna pull some of these individuals out. I think we're gonna end up having to do some re-rolls, friends, which is common at a meetup.
It is. That it is.
I think the Seattle meetup they had to re-roll 9 times to give all their stuff away. Okay, so it looks like 4 items. We've got a Zap cable, an Instant 6C Sangan PCB, a Lube starter pack, and the albumin.
Ooh.
The Lore Filter albumin.
Ooh.
Sorry, friends. Okay, so we're going to delete those friends out. Good times. Oh, I got a DM, or I got a ping. I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Just in case. Ooh. Ooh. Boom. Okay. Let's go back to our... Oh my God, there's so many things. Okay. Okay, so 52 through... I'm just looking at rows now.
For those asking how to enter,
793.
it's going to get re-rolled.
Yep.
So, but if we have to re-roll again, join the Discord, !CF.
Yup.
Turn 4, we've got rows 52 through 793. There were a lot of people that signed up, and so I am excited about that. Okay, so I have got new mentions from whom? Oh, eSpark, we're fine. Okay, so let's see. Row 59. Oh my god, that is not what I wanted at all. You can tell it is late. I am dying. This is some stress. All right, so that is where the is that? Oh my god. What am I doing? All right, so Zap Cable 2 is going to be clear 2730. Let's go to row 126. That is from that my friend is 10 Atches? What? I do not believe that this is a thing.
Oh, 10 peaches.
10
peaches.
10 peaches. We know 10 peaches.
There we go. 10 peaches. There we go. Okay. We've got a lube starter pack. So row 657.
I just want to point out that you enunciated peaches, piaches.
Well,
so that's where
the
your
way
brain
that
is at.
individual has done their name is not conducive in Excel.
10 peaches
for me to be able to read
in
it.
the chat saying
and
he's here.
Okay,
10
good.
peaches, just PM Langlandia.
10 peaches. I'm going to trust my friend David. Mika G has won another. Mika G won on my stream one day. So I know that individual exists at least. I hope that they are here. So Mika G and then 57. I will ping them all individually except for Piaches because obviously I've got them. And then last one, Andrew 2683. So let's go into Black Adder.
Piaches.
Right. Let's go here. Let's go into giveaways. Let's go at clear. Is that the right clear though? 2730. Good. At Mikaji and at Andrew 2683. Boom. DM me. There's Piaches. There we go. All right. Boom shakalaka. All right. I'm if I have to do more rerolls, I can do it off stream because I feel like, and this might be crazy, I feel like this is weird or awkward or strange. So
you're good.
Andrew just DM'd me. Man, today's been a fucking gem. I'm not gonna lie. Get to give away a lot of cool stuff to a bunch of people. So here's the jam, okay? And I'll put this in the giveaway channel. It's late tonight. I have to pee. I will DM you about your shipping information. I will package everything up that's mine. Some of these giveaways, and I will share this information, are shipped from the actual vendor. And several of them have to fulfill group buy first. So a few of them there will be a delay on. So just a heads up on that. But you'll get it eventually. We've got the receipts. We'll make it happen. So that's where I'm at. Chewart, Eric, thoughts, questions, comments, concerns?
I'm concerned for your overall health, Lang.
Are you good?
You should be. I've drank more beers than I anticipated I would. So
I don't hear the complaint there. No, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for setting this up. I'm glad we were able to help. And
Yeah,
like I said, I was hanging out in the discords in the beginner Discord section.
Nice.
Answering a lot of really good questions. So don't be afraid to ask questions, guys. There are no stupid questions when it comes to.
Yeah, it's a safe place. You're not going to get memed on. People are at meetups, obviously are a great thing for this community, a great thing for learning more about what you like. So it's nice to have this be back in to give a little bit of a piece of what we would get in normal meetups. This was a lot of fun. The panels were great. The panels were awesome. So, and I'm excited to do this again.
So I have official confirmation that all individuals have claimed all their prizes.
Oh, congratulations, everyone that won. Also, a better
Yes, so
player.
I will post
mayonnaise
final
is in
things.
fact an instrument.
Mayonnaise is an instrument. I'm sorry, an instrument
Absolutely.
of death and terribleness. So yes, that is fine. I will agree with that statement. But that said, please stay in the Discord. Continue to be friends with people. We will stream again when time comes for a next giveaway, or a next meetup. That's what I meant to say.
Yes.
So look in the coming months for more meetup information. Hopefully we can have more giveaways. We'll have more panels. Golly geez, I just like that everyone is coming together for this. So thank you all so much. This is so good. I'm so excited about all of this.
Absolutely.
I just can't.
Absolutely.
I just can't.
Well,
Oh.
you got to pee.
Girl,
Go pee.
I'm good for a minute. But yeah, I'm going to go. Like for real.
Thanks everyone for coming out to the meetup. Thank you for guys. Hopefully you met some new people. Hopefully you won some stuff. Hopefully you got some new information, got some new friends, got to see some cool stuff here, learn some new things. That's what this is all about.
Absolutely. I am going to find someone to host. Y'all are free to go if you need to. I will go to just my face, so there's no awkwardness. But I do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors before, so I'm gonna move to just my face. But I do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors for our channel. Just check those out. Switchmod.net, Dixie Mech, Project Keyboard, and Canon Keys links are right there. Check them out. If you're looking to get some stuff, they've got some stuff on sale. Using those links help us out a little bit. Chewy will be live this Saturday at 2 p.m. Central. He will be building an modern M0110. It has finally arrived. It was a fable of a board for a while.
Oh my god.
End of an
End is
era.
nigh. These are
End
the
of
end
an era.
times. These are the end times.
But I think we are going to raid Miss Minterly.
Yay, Nat. Hi. Or Tyson's on, and so is Heine. Just as an FYI.
I already said it.
Love them all. Just throwing it out
I'm gonna
there.
do Heine. I'm gonna change it up. We're gonna go Heine.
Oh yeah.
Is it just Heine?
I think it's Heine Bush.
It's Heine Bush. HINEYBUSH. Heine Bush.
We're gonna raid some Heine Bush.
Getting bushy up in here.
Great dude, super smart, knows a lot. I think he's building a Noxary 280.
One of the 11 Joshes I know in the community.
Oh yeah. Go
What a
check him
name.
out. It'll be a good time. And we will see you back here on Saturday at 2 p.m. Central. We'll see y'all soon. Chewy?
Bye, Switch Tester.
Bye, Switch Tester.
Bye now.